following program is intended for mature audiences.
It's the music, movies, and shows you love.
As if we care.
And hate.
You ain't gonna like it none.
And love to hate.
I didn't expect that at all.
This is The Broken Remote.
And coming to you live on tape on this Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. The Broken Remote returns. Will on one side of the glass, me on the other. And by glass, I mean computer screens, where we have jumped in to quite a time in content history where we live in a world divided by politics, being on the left and the right, joined together by a CEO and his director of human resources getting caught on camera at a Coldplay concert, hooking up, only to then bring us to yet another event that has transpired, that has brought the nation together again, that has parted this, not parted the seas, but joined the seas and has joined us all together, where
in a world where nations are at war, where that's all I got, honestly. I was just going to go somehow lead into the fact that, CEOs, they're hooking up with each other. And then we got one of the world's worst movies of all time coming out. Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it is pretty phenomenal. So after we have the C-suite fiasco at the Coldplay concert, which didn't last as long as I thought it was. I really did think that it
was in the news, and then he just kept bringing it up. For whatever reason, that guy was just convinced to be like, hey, what if I made everyone hate me by trying to sue Coldplay right now? Which was a choice.
Did he ultimately sue Coldplay? Because I haven't heard that part.
I think he was talking about it because they assassinated my image. It's like, I'm pretty sure you cheating on your wife did that, but what do I know?
Well, it was really a sea of content that came in after that, because when Will and I left you last, we were ready to follow up after Will had seen Superman, so we could then talk about the blue-tighted, caped, god, modeled, the DC superheroes modeled after the Greek and Roman gods. So we were set to talk about that after Will had seen it. And then you had the Mike Francesa podcast review of it. Did you have a chance to see that?
No, I did not hear it. I saw a bunch of different people with a lot of criticisms, some of which I somewhat understand. But honestly, at the end of the day, I was a big fan.
I actually recorded and cut the Francesa podcast review because it was so awesome. It went viral. I thought it would be a great thing to talk about, but we could not stop the flow of momentum, because after that hit, and we were off for a couple of weeks on vacation. After that hit, Fantastic Four came, which came and left. It was here and then it was gone because...
that one had a drop-off and a half, dude. And all of them have been utterly just stomped under the righteous heel of Amazon Prime's War of the World.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty phenomenal that we went from that to, wait for it, yet another bombaroo. And this one ended up being Ice Cube in the remake of The War of the Worlds.
Was it a bomb? Because honestly, at this point, it looks like its best choice was just tax write-off, the movie, and then they just sort of released it anyway.
I don't know. I think if you're going to call anything a bomb, that this is what a bomb is.
You call. Okay, I'm not sure which one you want to jump into first, because I think this is just the most fresh in our minds, so we should just start with it. But this is basically The Room. People are gonna hate watch this. It was not.
You have to.
It was so bad, but it was a fun bad. Though I will say there were multiple times during the watching of this movie that I had to actually pause and just go Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right?
What are you doing?
So I turned this on because they did no pub about this, right? So this is an Amazon remake of the, I guess, when was it first released? Radio era, the 30s?
Well, I mean, it was the George, I almost said George Orwell. That's not it. Who's the guy who did Citizen Kane? I'm completely blank on his name, that famous actor.
No, isn't that George Orwell? No. Shit.
George Orwell did Animal Farm, and
oh my God, what the hell was his name? Whatever. I'll pick it up. I was a goddamn film student way back in the day.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm completely blanking on it as well. He's like, this is like the other thing that like made him rise to fame. Like it was War of the Worlds and scared the shit out of people. But everyone I told about this movie to, dude, they're just like, oh, the Tom Cruise movie. I'm like, no.
Right.
Another one. And it's so
Orson Welles, by the way. That's
Orson Welles.
George...
Why did I think? Oh, that's why Orson. Yeah, right. Welles.
Orson Welles. So the short of it is that back in the 40s, I think the 40s it was, they did the Radio War of the Worlds. People got all confused because they thought there was an actual alien invasion. They redid that, I mean, many decades later, with Tom Cruise and I'm not mistaken, right? It's
Dakota Fanning. Yeah, I think so, yeah. That one people liked. I had not seen it in years.
Saw it in the theater. I did like it in the theater. I saw it afterward. I don't know if it held up well. But in the theater, I did like it. I liked what they did, the noises, all the rest of it, etc. So they did do a weird TV series maybe a couple of years ago on War of the Worlds. I've never seen it. Yes, they did. And I think it was on like MGM Plus or something like that. It was one of those Plus channels that had it. But I never heard anything about it. And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago, I see something on Twitter about Ice Cube in the new War of the Worlds. And I was like, whoa, hold the phone. Ice Cube in a movie not promoted, and it's an IP that has tons of history to it. So last Friday, I'm at Saratoga, New York. I sit down, I'm on vacation, everybody crashes, I got nothing to do, and I'm flipping through all the streamers, and all of a sudden on Prime it pops up. I said, oh, shit, I gotta watch this.
It's in the top 10.
It's number one.
It's number one?
Top 10?
I mean, okay, it's like, for those who have not watched it, there's like this trend of movies in like the 90s, I think, that it's based on, like one's called Searching, where the whole movie just takes place like it's on a desktop computer, and you're just watching. There's so much. I did so much research on this movie.
Oh, did you? Because I did not know that.
No, so that's like what like the style was based on, and apparently this movie was filmed like peak COVID, which is why no one was in a room with each other at all. Which is also probably why it was filmed this way. They're gonna say it was an artistic choice. I don't think so.
So this is that old?
This was a COVID movie, and I think they were just trying to bury it, and then just some executive was like, fuck it, let's just put it out. We need something for summer. And then they did, and then everyone had an opinion about it.
I will say, they created a monster, because in my eyes, I can't see there being 8 million copycats for this movie. Because
dude, it's going to get 7 sequels.
It's going to produce the Sharknado effect, which, if you remember when Sharknado came out, it was so bad, they started making one every year. It ended up being a summertime thing. And then they started doing all different kind of. It didn't even have to be Sharknado. It was like
Tara Reid with the chainsaw hand. Who can forget?
Yes, that's right. It was they did Shark versus Dragon and Shark. It was just 8 million of these terrible produced,
beautiful
terrible
sci-fi movies where you could still see like the remnants of the lines of cocaine on the first draft of the script, quote unquote, that they turned in on day one.
It is really phenomenal what happened with Sharknado and what it produced. Then it finally faded out after a couple of years because then everybody had seen it. They laughed at it, and they're like, now it's just terrible. There is something in my gut right now that's telling me that this movie is going to have the same effect, because War of the Worlds with Ice Cube is so horrifically bad. Now, to your point, if this was a COVID movie, I guess it makes a little bit more sense.
It makes so much sense, dude. About what I mean, I don't know how you describe it. The whole movie is just on his desktop. He's just Zoom calling everyone. He's like, "Hey, man, I was going to say like how like, like woke is dead. I was going to say how racist can I get here if I just sound like Ice-T? What you doing on the computer? Get rid of that video game."
There was multiple times where I feel like they gave him leeway to ad-lib, especially the scene where they blew up his house and he started talking.
Oh, dude. That was I have so many thoughts about this movie. Like, first of all, subtlety is like, they say it's a virtue. Not for the writers of this movie, because they're just like, here's his daughter, who's a biologist.
Yes.
And like, oh, is that going to be relevant later? I feel like you really hung on that. I don't know why my son, he's got so much talent just like me, but he just wants to spend his time playing video games, shooting at aliens.
Ba-ba-ba.
Wow, where's that going? Where's that going, Ice? I can't tell. You guys are just laying down this subtext so heavily here.
Well, let's just start with this. If you're wondering what this movie is, this
Bad.
movie
Is it bad?
It is an hour and a half of Ice Cube and literally every other actor staring into their
I got
iPhone.
You now. Yeah.
Just staring into their iPhone, which is then put on a pseudo desktop that is supposed to be the screen that you're watching. So you're just constantly watching people talk into their phones and then frames of low budget SFX, or not SFX, but low budget FX that is telling you the story. And then you just sit there and you kind of ingest it.
Dude, it was so bad. Like, at some point, so I'm not going to blame Amazon for this. Maybe this was something I did on my end. At one point towards the end of the movie, like, the audio subtitles came on. I don't know how it happened. It happened in the very end when everything just started happening. I thought it was part of the movie because I thought this was so bad they had to explain what was happening to the viewer. That's how bad this movie is.
Well,
And I was like, yeah, of course they would do this. This makes no fucking sense. Everything's just a blur.
You're on the money there because they did that anyway throughout the movie, the way that they did it. Because if you listen, the COVID movie thing makes sense now. It kind of deflates it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I really was hoping that this was made like last year and this was some kind of idea that, Amazon had for a movie and they all signed on.
It makes it funnier to me that they were openly just like, we can't let the public associate this with our brand. Like, we just got to bury this shit. And then finally there's this one dude who was like, wait, you said to throw this in the trash? I was getting back from lunch and I just put it online. And they're like, oh, fuck. Damn it, Dave.
It's like the scene in Top Gun where Maverick goes and he makes all the crazy fucking moves and he ends up getting either Viper or Michael Ironside. I forgot what, Jester. Yeah. And then the chick, whoever played the chick that they didn't sign in for the sequel because she got super old and fat.
She's ew now. She's ew.
She was Charlie.
No.
She was Charlie in the movie. And then Charlie looks and she was like, well, it's a win, but I think we've all looked at it and shown how it was something not to do. That was this movie in a whole, right? Like, this is, you don't want to do anything that this movie did, but it fucking won. Huge win. Eva Longoria, Agent Coulson, Ice Cube. Who else am I forgetting here? There's one or two other people that were in this that I had no clue. And then a whole bunch of no names. And it fucking won, man. It really did. It has won over the entire population because as it has gotten pub, only more people have watched it just to rejoice in shitting on it. It is pure bad content. It's the best.
It is uniting people together, and that's my favorite part.
Right. It is just like the couple in the C-suite couple at the Coldplay concert. It has just brought everybody together.
Dude, the level of just like explaining what's happening. Like, first off, they steal the design of like the aliens. They just suddenly, they're coming for our data. Is that what they're doing?
Cell.
Oh my God, they're stealing all our data. Oh my God, Agent Coulson from the Avengers. you're the bad guy?
I couldn't
It was this fool all along.
I couldn't believe that they resurrected Agent Coulson for this because I saw him and I'm like, oh man, this is a perfect thing for Agent Coulson to do.
This was something, I'm not sure, hopefully he's still getting work right now, but like this was something, dude, that you can tell they're like, wait, okay, I'm going to get a couple $1,000s for this, middle of COVID. Where am I going right now? They just want me to take my phone around my house and just say like, yeah, I planted the seeds for this giant data breach thing. What are you going to do about it, Ice Cube?
Well, they're literally, because of the way they shot this, and of course now it makes utter sense, there are no sets in this at all. Ice Cube is literally, with the exception of maybe 5 minutes toward the end, which was patently ridiculous as well, Ice Cube was in one room. He was just in one room the whole time.
Well, he tries to leave. At one point, he's like, damn, the door's locked because of lockdown. I'm like, are you serious?
It is.
That's your internal excuse in the game? Okay.
This does win every Razzie. There is no other Razzies that will compete with this. Ice Cube's acting. Now, Ice Cube is not an Oscar-winning director.
Nice
All right.
word for it.
I don't want to say he mailed it in.
He has talent. I know he does. And at the beginning of the movie, I was like, okay. Like, I forgot it was an alien movie, dude. In the very beginning, I'm like, okay, this can make sense. Like a find some terrorist guy on the desktop. That totally makes sense. That's actually kind of a cool idea for a movie. You just see like these hackers just do it from their end, doing that stuff. And then you remember, oh, the military goes to war with aliens, and I get to watch it through like 720p.
Oh, dude.
Badly cut fake YouTube videos.
Not only fake YouTube videos, but the timing doesn't work. So let's just, when I started watching this and the production was so bad, I looked at it, I said, how do you salvage this? I'm like, I'm not going to look at Ice Cube like through FaceTime the whole movie, am I? And then he never left. And
Spoiler alert, yes, you are.
10 minutes in, I said, oh shit, he is going to just be on camera, on FaceTime the whole movie. And dude, everybody else is too.
Okay, my one, I mean, the movie, bad, yes, all this other stuff, but I think my biggest issue with it, and I hope you'll agree with me, like the word I would describe it, like if there's one word I can describe this entire movie just boiled down into this, it's just shameless.
Shameless is a good word.
Like the Amazon scene, dude. What the fuck was that?
Well, I
like the movie was bad. That took it up such a major notch to me. Where so it's on Amazon Prime. The whole movie like trying to spy on people's Amazon carts. That's not American. Okay. And then all of a sudden, like the one character's like fiance or baby daddy or whatever the hell he is, who, by the way, she's like some giant high-tech professional biomed person, and she's dating a fucking Amazon driver, which, you know, okay. But he saves the day by expertly piloting like an Amazon air drone to deliver a USB that will save the world.
That's great! That's just great!
I was sandbagging Mark the entire time because Mark to me, he's the winner of this whole movie. Mark is so fantastic. Mark is the baby's daddy. Mark is the Amazon driver. Mark is the hero of the movie. He is so fantastic. Mark Faith, he is boyfriend.
They're trying to have like, you got to get him off my tail. You're in an Amazon drone, dude. Like, what are you talking about? What is this? What is happening?
So this whole Amazon side story, people have tried to go after it as a shameless plug. I just think it adds to the awfulness, which I love.
I mean, is it going after it as a shameless plug, or was it literally just a shameless plug? Like that was so bonkers to me that they're like, yeah, this is normal.
Air drone delivery. Well, you needed to make it work, right? You're writing a script. How are we going to get?
To be an hour and a half long ad for Amazon.
But look, we need to get the whole drone delivery in there. So how can we make this a part of the story? And guess what? If this was done before AI, they figured it out themselves. So kudos. Because Mark is an Amazon driver with an Amazon drone, which don't exist. Amazon drone that can get key piece needed to Ice Cube.
Dude, part of me is a little worried because, like, the future generation right now, we're like, that was absolutely shameless. What if this is what they're going to do now? What if the next member of the Avengers is just going to be Pepsi Man? Like, this is what I'm
Pepsi Man would work.
now considering, dude. It was just wild how bad it was fascinating.
Well, look, like I said, there's no sets. The acting across the board from Eva Longoria is not a great actress, but she's been in shit.
She did not try at all, and it was phenomenal.
Ice Cube has not been in a lot of great movies, but he's
seen
done
most
shit.
of those I've seen most of the side actors be in good movies before or try.
Right, and
but it wasn't here.
They all bombed. Now, the acting was so bad that they tried to throw in I don't know why they did this. If there was something you really wanted to shit on the story for, or the movie about, was when they threw in these 10-minute segments that were supposed to be serious. When Ice Cube started talking about his wife that died.
Oh my God, they killed is my daughter dead in this one scene?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he got her back on Zoom, thank God.
They threw in this dying mother story and how the daughter who's pregnant didn't invite Ice Cube, the dad, to the shower. And he starts talking about how hard it is to be a dad. She looks out the window, the daughter who is pregnant, and she goes, "There's so much destruction." I mean, there were just unintended laughs throughout all hour and a half. Every word that came out of Ice Cube's mouth was horrific.
In the beginning, it was okay, but I feel like the moment the aliens got involved, it just, like, all pretenses were gone. Any hint of this being a movie that anyone cared about was just out the fucking window. It was...
Well, I think that left... I was reading...
I want to know the budget, dude. What's your speculation?
Had to be zero.
Ice Cube.
Had to be zero.
Like, it's like...
I mean, what did Ice Cube probably did this for stock shares, maybe?
Yeah, stock shares of Amazon. Hey, this is going up.
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, this cost him nothing to do. They kept him in one room. They gave him a script. He didn't interact with anybody. He just recorded it on his... Because if you see the editing, it basically goes, I'm going to say my line. And then I'm going to say my line. And then I'm going to say my line.
Also, okay, you have to act really shocked for this scene. Okay, Ice Cube, you're shocked. You're shocked. You can't believe the destruction just happened. And go.
Whoa. Another one of my favorite parts of this movie was the Manny faces of Ice Cube. Because for an hour and a half, he is tasked with making new faces, and he does it. He somehow finds a way. He digs down deep into in places that you can't see and somehow finds a way to alter his face just a little bit differently this time. And one time he takes his glasses off, and then he does the whole thing where his house blows up, and he's got to do funny, hardcore, like, hood dad. You know, why couldn't you go over to Eric's house and have him blow up his house?
Yeah, you can't blow up Eric's house instead? I'm sorry, Dad. Okay, one thing I do want to say. So, like, the big thing in the movie, I don't know what it was. There's, like, this data center called Goliath, and then it turns out his son is, like, a cyber terrorist, and his name was David. Was that on purpose, or do you think that was, like, the luckiest coincidence of all time? Where I was like, was that something they were trying to be clever about? Where they're like, this son's name is David, and he's the cyber terrorist taking down Goliath, the evil data center.
This feels...
I don't think that was on purpose at all.
No, I think that probably, to your point, was just generically funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Goliath is the secret spy program, which... I couldn't understand, and I didn't try to spend too much time thinking about it.
Yeah, no, you don't need to.
But I couldn't figure out what the difference was between what Ice Cube's seat was behind a computer that can basically access anything and everything.
Yep. Yours can.
And the Goliath program, which is capturing everybody's data. Like, it's what Ice Cube is. Ice Cube is Goliath. I don't understand. Like, I didn't understand what the difference was.
He literally says that in the movies, my computer can access everything. What are you talking about? And then this one's like, I guess it can predict thoughts.
I don't know what the Goliath was supposed to do. But the Goliath program, which watches everybody, stores all this data in multiple centers. And I guess did they ever explain why the aliens wanted it?
Fridge. He hacks his daughter. Like, you're not eating enough protein for the baby. It's like, okay,
that's right. That was another scene.
This is happening.
I have it playing in the background, and they just did that scene just maybe like 5 minutes ago.
Part of me like respects the editing, but like it's just that I don't know why they made this at all. That's what I'm more curious about. Like, is it a horrible movie? Absolutely. I'm so excited to watch it again. I'm not sure who else I can probably sneak into watching this because it was horrible.
Well,
but it was great.
I remember when I went down to the University of Miami after I graduated. It's like a second job because I was working radio, making no money. I was working for Show Proco, which was a huge event that took place out in Las Vegas that was focused on basically like tailgating vendors and all it's just vendors related to live events and all, grills and all kind of shit. Anyway, the point being is that one of the kids that worked there, he was like, oh yeah, well, there was a third person that worked there that was leaving the day that I got there. And he left because I forget what studio it was, but some studio bought 2 of his movie scripts. And he's like, yeah, they're not going to use them. They wanted, I wrote one, and then they were like,
just have fun with this.
We'll pay you, but we need a second one. And he was like, so I just went home and I wrote some stupid zombie thing. I stayed up for like 5 hours at night. I wrote this zombie thing, and then they ended up buying it. And I forget what they gave. They gave him a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands to like $1 million. I forget what it was, but he was like, yeah, I'm good for right now. And so he like quit this job, and he was leaving the day that I got there.
That's what created World War Z. Congratulations.
And he was like, they're not going to make this movie. They're just going to buy it and they're going to shelve it. And this is stories obviously everybody has talked about forever. But I feel like this was a shelved movie that somebody just came across and was like, with COVID, now that you say this, like, with COVID, we could do this.
So much of it together, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they're like, we could do this and we don't need anybody. We could make just new content and we don't need anybody to do anything other than record this shit on their phone and then send us the images. We could do all the rest. And that makes complete sense. So now you're saying it got made ages ago. Now the biggest question becomes, and you asked this before, why the hell did they release it? Right? Because you watch this and you're like, no. I mean, if I'm Ice Cube, I don't want this coming out. If I'm even LaGloria, I don't want this going out.
Contract thing, dude. That Ironheart show came out on Disney Plus, and from what I heard, they were trying to Disney was like, this show sucks. We got to kill this as fast as we humanly can, and then it still somehow squeaked through.
Well, I think they had just plugged it a little too much and had too much invested in that one that they couldn't shelve it. Like, they had to release it. But they might have purposely tanked that so that it wasn't close to anything at all, so that they could just drop it and it could just be forgotten about.
They're like, no one's going to know. No one's going to notice our shame.
Right. We drop it now, and nobody will think about Ironheart by the time that Avengers Doomsday gets here. And maybe we'll give her a cameo in Secret Wars, maybe.
Yeah, right. Maybe. We're not going to completely bury this and her career.
Right. But
so no one knows this exists.
Now, I have War of the Worlds on, and it's on mute in the background as we're recording this. And I cannot stress enough how great Ice Cube's faces are. His shock and awe faces are so awesome. This movie really is fantastic. We don't have a video element to this show.
Thank God. Can you imagine?
Well, I'm working on it. I want to see how I can figure out how to use StreamYard so that we can add a video element ultimately. But in the near term, it's just theater of the mind. And if you could just imagine Ice Cube making every face under the book. He's got a beard. He's got glasses because he's older dad. His beard's a little faded and yellow now. And not yellow. Yellow beard would be weird. But gray.
He looks distinguished.
Yes, he's a distinguished Ice Cube now. and has access to everything under the sun, which was so comical. You don't have to really worry about the script or trying to get in and out of plot holes when he basically can do anything.
So you're hacking right now. That's where you want to be, Cube. Can I call you Cube? So what you're going to be doing in this scene is you're hacking into the main database frame, and you're finding out that there's these bugs, these little tiny bugs that are both robots and blood vessels, and that's what's hacking in.
Oh my God!
Theme.
The ultimate
What?
alien,
Yeah.
which
What are they doing? They're
ended
bugs.
up being cybernetic, right? It was it was organic and it was digital tech. Did they ever explain why that was important?
No.
They never
No,
really
it was
did,
just
right?
It was so his daughter, who made some sort of like virus that kills cancer, could give her virus that she made to his
Oh,
to
that's
the
right.
son,
That's where it is.
so that he could convert it into code, which is a real line they work, because as we all know, that's exactly how those things function.
Right.
You just convert it into code, and then it's magically done. And then
Oh, hold on. It was Mark, dude. Mark came up with that idea.
Mark did that.
Well, no, it was her.
Dude,
but
Mark,
remember,
you are-
Mark came up with the idea, and they all gave him a big, huge round of applause. They were like, "Mark, you can do that, Mark. That's a great
Yeah.
idea."
You're so good at this, Mark. I'm so glad that they just cut away from the scene of you peeing into this bottle underneath your van so you can get your route finished. Good job.
Mark really was the hero of the movie. But yeah, so they're organic and they're robotic. And the daughter has a mastery of viruses, and somehow they link that to a digital virus, et cetera, et cetera.
As one does, yes.
As one does. But talk about individual moments in the movie that were just great. Ice Cube, for some random reason, he just and they never, I don't think they really address how it returns, but Ice Cube, who's Will Radford in this movie. Will Radford identifies that his daughter's his daughter's phone is dying, and it's his only means of communicating with her. She's pregnant. She's got a metal rod through her leg. She's dying. He has to take
Which she pulls out. She's a doctor, and she doesn't know you leave those in. But anyway, yeah, keep going.
She hops into a Tesla, which he's able to control from afar because he can control anything electric, and puts her in, and then drives the car automated because Teslas are automated, and it notices that everything's going. She's losing battery.
You think Tesla paid for that spot?
No,
You think
that
they're
was
like,
natural.
oh yeah, this is the marketing budget weenie. This is gonna get us back on top.
Right, which makes sense for.
Actually, they were doing okay then. Now that I think about it, never mind. Yeah, this was back when they were.
Yeah, but the association of Bezos and Tesla would make more sense back then than now, only because of the political thing, and but whatever. Is Ice Cube realizes that he's going to lose out, and he's on his daughter's cell phone, so he puts everything in quote unquote low battery mode. He puts the car in low battery mode, her phone in low battery
Did
mode.
I miss that part?
Yeah. He's just like, I'm going to lose out on her. I'm not going to be able to contact her. I'm going to put everything in low battery mode. Puts everything in low battery mode, and then gets distracted with some kind of other bullshit part of the story. And when he comes back, she's not in the Tesla anymore, because for some reason he.
Yeah, there's just a blood stain in there, which is like you later is like, oh, it's from her leg because she pulled out the metal rod.
Right. Oh, that's right. Well, you had to get her out of the Tesla and have him not see.
Dad, you think you can control everything, but you can't.
Yes, that's right.
That's what you thought you could save us from mom dying, but you can't do that, Dad.
The emotional part of the movie with the mother dying
it's,
story.
I
Yes.
gotta protect my daughter, my kids.
And if you didn't know why he put everything in low battery mode, outside of the fact that he wanted to save the he put everything. Like it was the car, her phone. It was because when he went back to the car, she was gone. So they needed some kind of break in order for her to be removed from the Tesla and for him to freak out.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also multiple times that he thought his kids died, right? Because
It was basically every like 15 minutes in the movie to be like, oh fuck, we need tension. Wait, I got it. So one of his kids, there was a thing that collapsed, and his kid was implied to be there. Genius.
well, his son.
All money no longer has purpose in the world because the robots have destroyed the data that controls it, along with data for planes.
And they
Meanwhile,
never.
drones are in the air later in the movie, and you're just going, what? What are you talking about?
And the one of the great things about the aliens, because you're talking about how they all of a sudden they leave their legs and they're flying all around, is the way that they did the editing. They made everything shaky, so the shitty FX, like it's shitty to a degree,
Yeah,
but you don't
they
notice
were
how
trying
shitty it
to.
is.
Oh, I noticed. Yeah, I was
I mean, everybody did, but
gonna say it was Sharknado-esque, but it doesn't have like the ridiculous factor that Sharknado thrives on.
when he thought his son died, and Ice Cube just gets up and he's like, "Oh,
Oh, dude, when he stands
No!
up on the desk. Oh,
no!"
my God.
And I was
That
like,
a
"Oh my
big
god."
day. That was a big day. He got a lot
That's-
of money for that one. You can tell.
That is a father reaction right there. That's exactly how I would react if my son was blown up by an alien laser.
Yeah, when you think your son's blown up by an alien, and then you're just like, oh man, I can't believe that just happened.
And he's trying to connect to him, and he's like, "Oh, he's Will." I forgot what his
Just
son's
when they
name
make
is.
this, once there's like a surprise interception at the Super Bowl, and you're like, whoa, whoa, okay.
That was probably, Mount Rushmore of the reactions in the movie. Another one of the Mount Rushmore reactions was, we got to go back to my man Mark. When Ice
Dude, you mean the homeless guy? The drone falls over, the critical drone to the plot.
Oh, easy,
And then what they
easy.
do instead, they're like, oh, we got this homeless guy. He'll maybe flip the drone over for us. It's like, can you please? Should they hack his phone? And he's like, I'm not flipping that drone. There's robots going around there. Tempt him with an Amazon gift card. That'll get him. And then he's like, oh, okay. Let me save the world for Amazon.
We're in. We've got the homeless guy going.
Dude, we got the homeless guy. Oh, we are so in now. He's sold.
Well,
Straight cash, no thank you. Amazon gift card. No one told me about this.
Mark the Amazon driver also had a great reaction when he was just driving randomly and Ice Cube needed him to save his daughter. So Ice Cube, because he can hack into everything, hacks into the Amazon truck because it's all electric and everything.
Of course.
And Mark jumps up in the air. And he's like, "Mark!" And he's like, "Huh!" And it's actually, I just noticed it before when I turned this on because it was at the end. They actually show that reaction face in the credits as part of Mark, because it is the most ludicrous reaction you've ever seen in your life.
They did it at the very end too, right? Or was that what you're talking about, like that reaction?
No, at the end,
I thought that was like a blooper or something like that.
No, it wasn't the blooper. That was his real. It looks like a blooper. It doesn't even
Mark,
look real.
whoa.
Whoa, what are you doing? And it's just his fucking face. God, it was so awesome. But, I mean, his son dying reaction, Mark's reaction to being shocked in the car, the Agent Coulson twist also was...
Yeah, wow, what a twist. Oh, the only other actor I openly recognize here. Oh, he's the bad guy?
Well, talk
no
about...
way.
Lack of... I don't want to say excitement, but a lack of delivery. They don't do anything to even slow burn it into that. He's fine. He's good. Ice Cube kind of developed, because Ice Cube finds out that his son is the biggest hacker on the coast or whatever. I forgot his name, but what the hell was his son's name? He had
Dave. It was Dave. Yeah.
Well, his son's name was Dave, right? But it was the secret hacker organization.
Oh,
had
Disruptor.
Disruptor, right. So his son ends up being Disruptor, who is the underground, reporter of everything conspiratorial. He's like Alex Jones, right?
Yeah, he's basically out. Dad, you don't understand. This goes all the way to top. How about you talk to me? We got some real news, okay?
Dad, you don't understand. He was like, they're against you. Your organization is against you. He's like,
My
you don't think I
favorite
know
part,
that?
dude, is when he's listening to it after his son tries to tell him that, and he takes the Disruptor, the sound clip from this AI.
Oh yes, this was awesome.
And he just changes his pitch. He's like, no way, no way, David, it was you. How was it you? What? How could you do this to me? I've been trying to find you. I'm just like, you could have changed the pitch the entire time, and you didn't think about doing that until just now.
Oh,
What?
I am watching Ice Cube right now as he just tried to open the door because his daughter has a metal rebar sticking through her leg.
What a treat.
His whole office is nothing but glass.
Yes, but the door was locked, dude. That's
But
why
the door
you
was
can't get out.
locked.
But he's going to replace that whole thing? What, are you high?
No point did he take a chair, try to throw it through the glass. Did he take any kind of computer screen, try to throw it through glass? He just shook the glass, and he's like, I'm stuck. Shit. But anyway, so he
Damn, they left it on protocol, so it's completely locked down.
That's right, complete lockdown. In an all glass building. But it must be tempered, right? There's something tempered. It's stupid for me to think that he could have broke that.
Yeah,
So-
the glass market, as we all know, did very well during COVID, so yeah.
He figures out from his son Disruptor that there's this Goliath program, and it's actually running against the people of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just opens up files, and then in one file, he just opens up a picture, and Agent Coulson's right there.
Damn, he knew the whole time.
So good. He just has this. He just tells you what he's thinking, verbally the whole movie. So if you can't follow, he'll just tell you. What are they up to? What are they looking for?
What are they thinking about here?
Where are they going? What is it with the noise? The noise they're making. It's not a signal. It's like, okay, just narrate the whole story for me. It's like a book on tape. And he was there the whole time. And that was the twist. And then I think he did a phone call soon thereafter, right? And Coulson was just evil bad guy.
Yeah, and then he takes away all of his access to stuff, and he's like, "Your service is greatly appreciated."
That's right.
And then his son's like, "All right, Dad, I'm here to hack you back in." He's like, "All right, here we go. This is the team up the whole movie's been building towards. Me and my son, who I respect now."
That's right. Now they're best friends. But Agent Coulson basically takes away all of his access. Right over the internet, he just takes it all.
A minute, by the way. He's like, it's literally long enough for them to be like, "Damn, he got rid of all my access." That's crazy.
And he tells you
and
it
then
too.
5 seconds later, it's just like, "Dad, I got your access again."
His son's
all right,
like, "You're
I'm
in."
back in.
And then he claps. He does another Ice Cube reactionary shot. Pumps his fist. Yeah.
Here we go. We're back in.
We're back in. It's fucking great. And so anyway, at that point they continue on toward the end of the movie. But oh shit, I got so caught up in there. There was something else that I was going to reference and I can't remember what. But it doesn't really matter. So so his son is this Alex Jones mystery person, and yet there's like 5 of those hackers that are part of Disruptor. Thelma and Louise was one name of one guy.
Yeah, who dies instantly. Starfire.
Starfire, that's right.
Codebreaker was one of their names.
Oh,
like,
Codebreaker,
you guys
yes.
even try.
And so, in one point of the movie, these guys all get doxxed by the aliens, and they like
they get docked and they get summarily just literally evaporated off the face of the earth.
Oh, done. Each
And
one of
then
them just gone.
Only his son was
gone.
smart enough to be like, "Yeah, I changed where our VPN was like bouncing off from." Like,
Yeah, but
what?
none of the other guys knew that. None of the other master code breakers knew how to use a VPN.
Yeah, these guys from around the world, they never thought like, maybe I should not have my VPN from this location. Maybe that's a dumb idea.
Might not be great, but they didn't think of it. Now, I remember what I was going to say. One of the many things that I admired in this was also how they just said, fuck the element of time. Because when they decide they're going to do the governmental attack, they basically have a phone call. And then when the phone call hangs up, they just start going back and forth to all of these CNN and all these other like foreign stations. And they've already already begun the attack. And not only did they begin the attack and then end the attack.
It's like, yo, we can't amass the entire U.S. military against these robots that are attacking us unless you send us this one documentation, Ice Cube. And he goes, "Don't worry, I got you. Let me just spy my daughter real quick."
Tesla battery is almost low. That's right, because everything's low. Why? Because we got to
later in the movie, dude, there's like that other woman who I thought died like 3 times, but apparently didn't, who was like his friend. She's just like joining these Zoom calls with his entire family, and they're talking about how they're going to save the world. And you're like,
not
so
Eva
no
Longoria, but the other girl who was she was in the field, right?
I know, but like no one needs to get briefed on like who this like woman is, or she needs to be like, yo, so why is like your son like in this room? I thought you would complain about my Christmas parties of being a loser and not doing anything, but I guess we're chill about that now. That's cool. I guess you guys had an arc off screen.
I love how Ice Cube just drops in teams like, I need a password to hack a Raven, and then the DHS support team's like, okay, here you go.
Yeah,
And-
here's our passcode. D31.
And then he puts it in, and then he just knows how to fly a drone. Like, he knows how to do everything.
It's like a video. Well, no, they established it earlier in the movie. He was playing the video game, and it's just like that.
Yes,
It's
that's right.
just like that.
They did play a video game for like literally 5 seconds.
Yeah, which he goes on his son's computer and undownloads it, which you're like, I feel like the son could figure a way
They
to
just.
stop this, but okay.
I'm watching the Mark
Go ahead.
reaction scene, by the way, which is so awesome. It really is. It's a moment in history. Movie
Yeah, I'm not
history.
sure I'm going to be able to get the GF to watch this movie.
I
love watching it, but it's so bad.
I literally could probably watch this if I'm bored, and it's kind of like one of those movies like Jaws, Predator, Empire. Like I could probably put it on, and I probably wouldn't turn it off because I would just stare at all these things that are just so bad that they're great. I mean, Ice Cube taking his glasses off, putting it back on.
That's when you know it's serious. That's when you know it's a serious moment here.
And during that whole emotional time when he's talking to his daughter Faith, when he then kills.
The emotional moment where like Facebook gets shut down, not YouTube, but Facebook gets shut down and stuff, and he's like, "No, not my wife's death message."
Oh,
on
yeah,
Facebook
that's right,
where
that's
she said
right.
to watch the thing. And that's like now you know it's personal. They
And he's-
deleted that weird message
It's personal.
that he never downloaded. He left on Facebook for all these years.
And it's her voice, and he's trying to leave the voice there so he could always hear it. And no dice, like just
Which,
taking it.
by the way, the actress for that line from his wife that's supposed to be super critical, like that was the big, like I thought that was AI.
She probably got like one share of Amazon. Like they were like,
if
here's an
she got
Amazon
a
share.
Yeah, here's a share.
Here's a share.
That's like $100 there. You spend that right. Increase in value for you, buddy.
It's fucking awesome, man, when you really drill down on all this kind of stuff. Oh, now they're doing the whole military thing where they do this assault. They prep the planes. They fly the assault. They're done with it in all of like 5 minutes from the phone call where they're like, let's go. Now, I know this isn't like 24, the TV show where they're doing this in real time, but there are many times. That's right. I forgot the clock. That's a good sound bite. I got to get that sound bite. That's a good one to
That's
drop
how you know.
to play.
That's when you know it's serious.
Yeah.
Time's running out.
Now, I know the movie's not in real time, but there are multiple things that happen in this movie that are supposed to be in real time, right? Like the daughter, when he's driving the daughter in the car, that's supposed to be in real time.
I think so. And then like occasionally it'll be like, and we cut it. I got to make the code real quick. I'm going to make something. Then he makes like a YouTube video. It's like 15 minutes later. And he just basically just dumps everything his son just sent him all over this one video, and he posts it on YouTube, and then instantly the entire world population watches it 5 seconds later.
Yeah, they have no respect for time whatsoever, or
No.
like the audience's grasp of what
World's
time it's
blowing
supposed
up,
to be.
dude. They got places to be.
It's just all over. Sometimes it's real time, sometimes it's not. It doesn't really matter. They're just kind of like, we're just getting from A to B, and nobody's going to care. Although it is just this jarring in that one part where they just start doing the launch on the attack on the aliens, because all of a sudden it's just over, and it's like, what just happened? I don't understand.
Hey guys, that seemed kind of fast, didn't it? No, you're
They're
stupid.
detaching from the legs. What are they after?
That also made me think, like, why do they have legs if they just have the option to fly around?
Sure, because one would think that the flying
What was
around is
the
way
point of
better.
that? Yeah.
Although I think, wasn't there something with the legs?
I think it was just so they looked like the ones from the
Well,
original
yeah, of course.
Tom's. Yeah.
But I think they did like the legs dug into the data centers and
Was that
delivered
it?
the
Maybe you're
little
right.
tiny like ant data retrievers. They look like spiders. But yeah, I mean, the aliens, you never really understood what it was. They were just here. They said at one point, they tried to make it dramatic, and they were like, oh, they took out the satellites. And it was like, they took out the like, what does it matter? These guys are just blowing everything up. It doesn't matter they take out the satellites.
Yeah, they took out the satellite. They just show up they summon lightning like they're Thor, and all of a sudden this is happening. Okay.
Oh, yeah, the lightning part didn't make sense either, right? And I know
they
that
just killed
came from the
world, like,
original
Yo,
IP.
what was that? You see that lightning there? Oh my God. Anyway, back to my job.
It was really, it is just phenomenal how they came up with so many awful things that worked in the sense of making a shitty product that is worth everybody's time to see. I mean, the clips at this point when they launch the attack on the aliens, they basically just use video clips to tell you the story and what's happening.
Yeah, that's why I thought the audio that just like smoked in at some point. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. This movie's trash. Of course they would do that now.
And then when he's trying to figure, Ice Cube just starts telling, when the video clips of the news stations aren't enough, Ice Cube just steps in again to narrate and just tell you what it is. What the hell do they want? Oh, it's the sound. They're going after the data center.
They're going after the data center.
They're going after Goliath.
Yo, patching right in. This is William Radford here. Gotta let you know they're going after the data center. We gotta make sure we're watching it. Oh my God.
And then we cover his mouth as like all of a sudden like some plane blows up in like the most sci-fi movie. Was this a sci-fi movie? That's my other question, that they just heavily marketed to Amazon.
Oh man. I mean, it's gotta be, right?
Amazon, the movie.
I love Sandra at the NSA, who is Eva Longoria, because they give her like this hand up, like your face on the hand, sexy pose for her FaceTime, even though she's NSA. You know, I don't think that would be her pose in the NSA. It'd probably be a headshot, but, you know, who's counting at this point? I'm looking at everything in his room that he could have broken the glass with, and there's just multiple things. Oh, I love when there's always a camera icon available right where he needs it to be to follow
It's always right there, dude, just in case.
His daughter's blood trail.
The blood trail. Dad, you can't take care of everything. I'm sorry.
Well, how about how they backed out of it? Where they needed...
Oh, he just got there. Mark was like, oh, she's cool now. Anyway, moving on.
Right. Well, they
Blood
needed
loss?
to...
What are you talking about? No, she's fine.
Yeah, and then he removed it. He's like, Mark, you got to do something, Mark. And Mark had packing tape.
Oh, my God. He used the tape. I forgot.
The packing tape.
Trust me. I know what I'm doing here.
Oh, my
Bro,
God.
What the fuck?
Well, since we're on Mark, I mean, let's just really talk about the hero of the movie. And Mark comes through in the end. Once they figure out that they need to deliver a virus, because it's always a virus, right? They got to deliver a virus, but they need to know where to do it. They figure out that they need to do it right underneath where Ice Cube is. Ice Cube's been sitting on top of it the whole time. The only problem is he doesn't have a jump drive. He doesn't have a thumb drive. So
he does not have a thumb drive. You don't have a thumb drive? No, they let me take it in these data centers. Don't worry, guys. I got one. Amazon always makes sure everyone that goes with them is always provided with the thumb drive because Amazon is a great company to work for.
And this is the part where Mark just shines because he whips out his drone and away we go.
They train all of us here at Amazon to be professional.
He's got his drone. He's got his thumb drive. Ice Cube is on top of the data center that's needed because that is where they have to deliver the virus in order to defeat these cyborg aliens, whatever. And away they go, which leads to a comically terrible video drone scene where Mark is guiding it and going around these things. They can't shoot this thing. And then it gets hit to where the point that you said it got saved by a, what do you call it? It got saved by a homeless guy, right?
Yeah, the homeless guy. That's when he tips it over, literally tips the scales in their favor.
That's right. Very poetic. Tips the scales in their favor and ultimately is able to deliver to Ice Cube the jump drive. And then Ice Cube's whole, dash to deliver the virus is also hysterical, which leads to another point.
The only action scene in the movie is Ice Cube trying to fall on the floor. His horrible CGI covers him, but he lives. He's saved the day.
But they, again, like the daughter and like the son, they tried to sell it that Ice Cube died. And so they go back to the Gmail.
Which I thought he did for 3 seconds, which I guess was kind of their point of what they were trying to accomplish there. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it's like, no, he's fine. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, I kind of thought they were going to go for the sucker punch, to be honest. I'm like, oh, he's not dead.
That's so
You know.
that's so much more balls than anyone that made this movie had the right to do. They're not going out like that.
Well, do you have a top? I asked you. I don't know if you did it or not. Do you have a top 5?
Like scenes in the movie.
Anything from the movie. If not, I'll just give you mine.
The Amazon one, dude, was the one I had to stop at because that was just like I had to pause and watch there because I just could not believe how shameless it was for them to do that. I was like, that is
Oh yeah, well the whole thing.
honestly impressive.
I mean, you got to just forget about the shamelessness because this whole movie was shameless. Oh yeah, that's why they had tentacles, by the way, because the tentacles go into the data center. So that's what the whole tentacle thing was about.
Yeah, that sounds like
So that's how they did it.
First, okay. Anyway,
I'll give you number 5. For me, number 5, the production effort here. From FaceTime to CGI to editing, I marvel at how they put so little effort into this movie, but yet they somehow produced something that starred Ice Cube of all people. It was phenomenal. Number 4, the acting. Like we've talked about, it is really, really horrendous across the board. And Ice Cube just takes the cake. I don't know how. Number 3 is Agent Coulson's heel turn. One of the greatest heel turns of all time.
so quick.
So quick, so out of nowhere, straight into the point. They just give it to you, and they don't care. They don't care if it's believable. They don't care about the acting. Agent Coulson is the bad guy. Number 2 is got to be Ice Cube's faces. It's just the 8 million faces that he makes. It really is fantastic to see him go through this whole, library of emotions just through facial expression. Who would have thought that Ice Cube of NWA would be able to pull this off? I never did. And then number 1, again, it's Mark. I got to give it to Mark.
It's Mark.
Mark is the best
Such
thing
an
about
integral
this movie.
character. No one had no right to be as crucial as he did.
He will be a great father. He will be a great role model. Mm-hmm. He is the everyday man. And in 20, 30 years...
He is the everyday man. I identify as Mark.
Right. I wish I was Mark. In 30 years, he might run for president, and he probably could win in this environment.
I was worried
nowadays.
Mark was going to take my girlfriend away, but who knows? Maybe he still will.
He's, like I said, a great father, a great role model, a great actor, everything about Mark writes. And he's a great company man, too. He's always plugging for Amazon, regardless of what it is.
Doesn't matter how many water bottles he has to pee in on his long-ass 14-hour drives. God damn it, he believes in that company.
And, in a nutshell, this movie was
rating
spectacular.
for the movie, out of 10.
If this went to DVD, I probably would buy it just for the outtakes and for any kind of additional content they would provide me on the making of this movie. Because I don't know how they could do it, right?
I would
love to hear
I'm
it.
so curious to hear the background.
I'd love to hear somebody try to justifiably talk about this movie. But I think the reaction to it is really what makes this movie so historic, is because in an era of social media, Twitter/X and Instagram and you name it, that everybody has jumped on this movie. And it comes really at kind of at a cool time because everybody's kind of right now in the flow of jumping in on these content drops and these moments in time. And we've had, like I said, from the Coldplay concert to the Francesa commentary on Superman to the South Park drop, which
South Park was phenomenal.
About
Yeah.
Trump, which was so awesome, to Fantastic Four and it being blown away and the green dildos getting thrown onto the WNBA courts.
Oh my God.
It is right. It just hit at the right time, and everybody is behind it.
There's so much, and I will say I do have to leave in a hot second to take this dog out.
Yeah, I figured as much.
But I will say, because I do want to talk about Superman in much more detail. What was your rough take on that? Because I'm not going to say I thought it was like a 10 out of 10, because it wasn't. I did really enjoy it. But I would give it 7 or 8. I enjoyed the fuck out of that movie. I thought it was awesome.
I'm rather surprised.
I don't know what it was, dude. I just think he nailed the character of Superman. Was the plot kind of a mess? Absolutely. But I was It was a messy roller coaster, and I was having a blast the entire moment.
I'm just gonna quote Mike Francesa when I say, who wants to go see Superman get beat up for 2 hours? He gets beat up for 2 hours. Everybody's beating this guy up. And then Jimmy Olsen is getting the girls. Jimmy Olsen. I don't know.
I liked it. I liked the whole, like, he was getting beat up, but he kept getting back up. That was just like the hopeful Superman man. I mean, dude, there's that clip of like Henry Cavill Superman, and I do love me some Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
But,
yes, you do. You are a fan.
yes, I do. But like, there's the clip where it's just like there's the bus being thrown in the building, and he just like casually flies out of the way. You're like, people just died, Henry. Like, what the fuck was that? Meanwhile, this one's like stopping the kaiju Godzilla thing from like storming into the building and stomping on people. The squirrel scene was stupid, but like James Gunn just makes it fun stupid. I don't know.
Guess.
I give it for some reason I enjoy it. I don't know what it was.
I was like a hard 5 on that one.
That is, yeah, makes total sense.
I like, here's the deal. Like, did I walk out of the theater? No. Was I going to pay another ticket to go watch it the second time? Not even close. Did I enjoy the Green Lantern more than anybody else in the movie? Did I like the...
Well, okay, well, he was a great character, let's be perfectly honest. Like,
he was awesome.
He killed it for no reason.
I like the nods to the Justice League right out of the gate, right? But
Mr. Terrific was fantastic. He was, like, I want a movie of him. I know he's just a different version of Tony Stark to a degree, but he just carried so much pizzazz for a character I've seen in like 2 other things ever.
I've never seen him. I don't know anything. Mr. Terrific. Who wants to see Mr. Terrific? I gotta play.
I'm Mr. Goddamn Terrific.
If we might at one point just have to spend 20 minutes listening to the Francesa clips because they're really great. But Terrific was fine. You know, I don't understand the overall look is just stupid to me, so I just can't get behind it. If it was more Iron Man, I'd probably be into it, or Iron Man looking. But as points of the movies, like, I don't understand the robots. I don't understand the robots in the Fortress of Solitude. Makes no sense. And it was funny, the voices of them, though, because the one voice is...
Alan Tudyk. Yeah, it was the robot from what's it called?
Yeah, KSO, right?
Yeah, it was KSL. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, and I
like that. I thought that was cool. I like anything Alan Tudyk is in.
Yeah, I like him. I just didn't understand the robots. Like, never knew Superman had robots. I didn't know why he would need robots.
Yeah, I didn't know where that was from either, but they had a cool, like, weird retro vibe, so I was fucking with it for that reason.
Yeah, I guess the surprise of the film that the Black Noir is actually Superman the whole time and is a Superman clone.
Was Ultraman. Well, I thought they were going to turn him into Bizarro, and I thought that was going to be like the main crux. The weird, like, dimensional portal, I didn't really give a fuck about. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that was very long.
That was kind of like weirdly rushed. The one thing that's crazy to me, because I just liked the character moments of the movie. That was like the most fun to me, and I liked like how they just portrayed Superman. But like everyone was freaking about the movie being woke, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, like Dean Cain went on like some tirade about it, and then like all these conservative people on like YouTube were like, "This is the wokest movie I've seen in a while," and you're like,
"Yeah."
What are you talking about?
I don't know about woke. I will say that that whole shit about the Middle East though was like confusing as all fuck. I was like, what?
I thought it was like what it was just like everyone was like, it's cool about Israeli Palestine. I'm like, okay, it's like maybe Ukraine, and even then it's I don't know. I didn't think it was a big deal.
It was like, just for a Superman story. I didn't want to be involved in some kind of geopolitical starter event. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted something more just based on Superman or something, right? Like,
you wanted some small. The best review I saw was like, because I thought it was a good movie, but the movie, the way the review was basically, it's like you're being thrown into issue 8 of a Superman comic series.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you've missed out on the last, and it's like you're gonna catch up or you're gonna drown, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
And
And
again,
part of me was okay with it because it's like Spider-Man, dude. If I have to read it, like see another movie about Uncle Ben being shot in the fucking face, I'm done.
no, yeah, I didn't want to go back to Origins for sure. I just didn't want to invest any time trying to think about what the geopolitical storyline was
Yeah.
and how did that somehow affect,
I like
Superman,
this
or,
Superman.
like,
It
involve
was-
him.
Yeah, I like this Superman. I think I would have rather been like on issue 4. Does that make sense? Not issue 8 like this one was. Like this
Yeah.
is where they're starting to get real wonky with the story. Like it's still a little grounded and they're still just kind of establishing everything. But that's kind of where I'm at. But dude, I gotta get going. I gotta walk this dog.
All right. Before he just pees all over the place. So
That's exactly it.
All right, away we go. We're out. We will join you next time where we got plenty more to talk about. Hopefully South Park will drop the second episode. They missed out on it last week because I guess they didn't get it
Carmen
done.
is Charlie Kirk in this one.
Yeah, I know. I guess they didn't get it done last week. So, so be it. So
they're getting sued by someone else.
we're out, and we will talk to you next week.
All right. Peace, brother. Peace. All right, we're gonna go.